Talking change, talking all that's real. With Francis Pierre at the wheel. Politics to faith, the latest trend. We talk it out from end to end.
Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters. Welcome to our program On Target. As soon as that clock struck 12, you could pick up your telephone and give us a call. The number to call is 442-0175. We never have a subject matter. We fear no one. We speak on any issue. You just have to pick up the telephone and punch. No preamble. We believe in the democratic process. We believe in tolerance. And we are firmly convinced that we could change things in the country. We could make these countries better. Our leaders must have integrity. Our leaders must learn to have compassion. Our leaders must be men that is forgiving, not men of vengeance. We don't want vindictive leaders. You don't want greedy leaders. You don't want leaders that go in politics because they want to enrich themselves. And I don't encourage people to go in politics because they're young. Because sometimes they're young and unproductive. If somebody is 25 years and they have not achieved anything, who are you going to represent? You're going to enrich yourself. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
How are you today?
Great, man.
Absolutely nice, wonderful. Yes, I just want to point out one point of view here about the situation that happened in Parliament with the vehicles yesterday. I just want to make it clear to the nation, we don't take in bribe with vehicles. We want money in we pocket. You understand? Sell the vehicle and give the money to the constituency officers. You understand? And the next point I want to point out to you again is this. I was watching on social media with the CARICOM government in Jamaica with Deacon Mitchell, Mia Motley. And I recognize that as Deacon Mitchell started to speak, Mr. Andrew Holness, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, turning back like he showed no form of respect for the Grenadian Prime Minister. To me, that shows me that we're not recognized. We're not seen as one who could make a statement. Think about that, my people. My brothers and sisters, I want to tell everybody, I want to tell the nation, get ready to vote. We cannot tolerate this dunceness anymore, this level of disrespect, this level of incompetence. It's not making us look good on the world map. It's not. This government is just too much and they have to go. It's time, my people, they have to wake up. It's time they have to go. My sister, Ashida Charles, used to call them out. She stopped calling them out, Ashida Charles in High Street in Fortes. She stopped calling them out because she realized they're making a ton load of blunders. But I would like her to speak up and call them out too. Just as how you call out NNP when you did campaigning for them. And they turn your back on you. They never give you nothing, not even a thank you card. Call them out on it. Where all the day when they're doing wrong. Most people I tell about the Prime Minister spending $25,000, most NDC people, I tell that $25,000 to stay in Mont Rouge. They tell me they never know that. What kind of people is that? What kind of people, what kind of nation are we? My people, let's get ready to vote. Get registered and let's get ready to vote. Thank you very much, Mr. Pierre. Have a good day.
Yes, scholar. As you spoke on this vehicle issue, I think Dayton is the most corrupt leader post 1967. And I take strong objection to the use of these vehicles. Deacon make a pledge to be a billionaire, and it seems all the ministers want to be millionaire. Well, Deacon was a millionaire already, so he could be a billionaire. Most of these ministers was thousandaire, so they want to be millionaire. I have never come across a selfish, greedy, insensitive government with lack of compassion. Sell the 15 vehicles and buy truck or rent truck from Green Lake to pick the mango, the guava, and the sugar apple you promise. Use some of the money to buy net to hold the seaweed before you reach the shore. Those were your promise. Sell the vehicles, all the 15 vehicles, and make certain we have medical doctors in St. Patrick's and St. John 24/7. There is absolutely no need for this vehicle. This is corruption Africa style. That is what the African leaders do when they go in power. This is corruption African style. It's an abomination. This government is going to bring the economy in free fall. They meet money there and they squander in money. I call on Richard Duncan. Why do I call on Richard Duncan? I have great respect for him. There is a number of public officers that we believe walk the straight and narrow. Gloria Payne Banfield, Pamela Steele, Dennis Peters, one Miss Isaac, we used to call her Mama, a number of permanent secretaries that made great sacrifices. They was involved in all kind of community activities. Some of them work in the Gary government. They faced the revolution and they work with other governments. They were dedicated, committed public officers that walked the straight and narrow. We believe that Richard Duncan could have joined this group. Most of them are in the departure lounge. Richard Duncan, you are associated with this corrupt group. Counsel them. Call them. Tell them to sell the 15 vehicles. This is corruption galore. Sell those 15 vehicles and make certain we have medical doctors 24/7 in St. Patrick's and St. Andrews. Richard Duncan, I call on you before. Investigate what is going on in the national lottery. What is going on there is robbery with violence. Richard Duncan, you have heard our cry about the Grenada Development Bank. Deacon and his gang, they flaunted the laws in the bank and raided the bank. The Grenada Development Bank was set up in 1973. No other government tampered with the regulation because it was good. This government got millions of dollars from the bank for ministers, directors, and the political cronies. Richard Duncan, you have heard about the rumors of corruption in National Gravel and Concrete. Richard Duncan, I'm absolutely certain you heard about the credible rumors that is going around that Deacon Mitchell received gifts, expensive gifts. Richard, That is corruption. Your prime minister cannot be receiving gifts outside there. That is political blackmail. Richard Duncan, do you agree? Yes, scholar, welcome.
Go there. You don't have to care when they come. You get to know they coming. Yeah. Hold two of them there. Hold them. You don't care about the police. Hello?
Call back. It seems as though you had two conversations going on. One you didn't want us here, and we were not hearing the one you want us to hear. So call us back a little while. Richard Duncan, Peter David has accepted, we understand, sometime in October to sell passport in the CBI program. Richard, how that could be right? How that could be right? We have already been complaining that many members, senior members of the NDC, is on the market selling passport, and that is immoral, and it's a conflict of interest. How Peter David could join this corruption? Yes, scholar, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
And good afternoon, William. Mr. Pierre, I'm somewhat taken back and worried over study, but I haven't got the real knowledge of it. So I will want people like you and others to give me some more information there. And if the transport was turning over to the parliamentarian, I noticed Dr. Mitchell spoke about on it and said that he is not going to accept it and criticize it. And I noticed Mr. What's his name again? Member for Sotels, Andal, telling Dr. Mitchell why he don't give back the $10,000 to. And that gets me confused because I think we're playing, big men playing with big games because the $10, the $10,000, based on my understanding, does not go into any one of the minister's hand. It's for the country.
You know, Andal is a mama pool.
Well,
he is a mama pool. He is the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and Declan Mitchell is the de facto Minister of Foreign Affairs. Declan Mitchell traveling more than him. And I don't know if
that might make him a mama pool.
And Declan Mitchell passed.
But it is that you're saying. That might make him a mama pool. But my concern is, the $10,000 is not going in the minister's hand, and you ask him to give it back. The $10,000, based on my understanding, is spent within the constituency of the minister or the parliamentary representative, not all the minister. For instance, the fellow from what is his name? Ron Redhead will be supposed to receive that $10,000 too. But that money doesn't go to the minister's hand. So how you could ask them to give it back? I think Mr. Andal was saying.
Mr. Andal is disrespectful and rude.
Then again, I don't understand why the ministers need a transport for what use. And if the minister, because I didn't hear no explanation on it, but if the ministers are given this transport, when and how they use this transport, does the minister have the right to drive the transport to go? And does he get traveling still? Does he have the right to go out his own way?
That is corruption. That is thieving.
I want to know those things.
That is
if the minister is getting traveling.
The subject.
No, but these things are important for us to know, Mr.
Caller, this is the African style of plundering the country coffers.
We should know what privilege those ministers have with the vehicle.
We have to ask Declan that. No, he alone.
What we going to notice later on, perhaps, if it's not properly, that all of them pack up in a garage. They want a battery. They want a bulb.
Only Declan could answer you that. But
Well,
this is a clear act.
okay. If Mr. Deacon could answer, if we any one of us could get a chance quick to Mr. Deacon,
Well, you know, Deacon
let him
speak
answer.
first.
Let him see if he could
But we
answer.
have to ask the photogenic one on the riders.
Yeah, because I don't understand why a minister who is getting a traveling and who is and they have their transport should need a next transport, and what amount of work why they could do with the transport when they knock off, when the minister and a minister don't really have to knock off. So when the minister is not on duty and he gone somewhere, do he have a right to go with that vehicle or whatnot? Give us the ruling of the vehicle. I think the government missed something to explain to us about the usage of the vehicle. And I
Thank
would
you,
like to hear
Colin.
that.
Thank you, Colin.
Right.
The worst thing we could do is trying to justify corruption. That act is another act of corruption. The government is squandering public funds. They're raiding the treasury. This is what you consider as thieving. And I believe the right category to put them as they are common thieves. I've always said the black man is the black man enemy. We sit on constantly blaming people. We blaming slavery. The black man was selling slaves for 710 years before the white man gone by. We sit on blaming the white man. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hey, Mr. Pierre, good day, good day.
Yes, so
Mr.
go
Pierre,
ahead.
I call on the NDC members to take the vehicle and serve the community. Go around with people, seeking people need service, help them. If they want to drop anything, they want to go in hospital, take them with the vehicle and drop them there. If they want to go in anything in the community, do it for the people's sake. You don't come and tell me the people and then go to Twitter as what they want, or they doing. Some of those people crying, they want to go on the beach, they want to go somewhere, they can't go, they don't have transportation. The minister can use the vehicles to transport them. It's for the community, it's for the constituency use. No minister use. Minister could use it in case of emergency, but it's for the community use, for the sick people in the community. You don't want to go to the church, they could take them and drop them there. You tell me you go deny the poor people of this country in the community that opportunity? Mr. Pierre, I feel like it's foolish and foolishness with keep mission. It's very dumb. Don't tell me that people in the community are sick. Sometimes you want to go to the doctor. They don't have transportation. The van could take them and bring them in the hospital in the transportation thing. Sometimes in the night, so when I don't get sick, the van could take them and bring them in the hospital. Oh God, Mr. Pierre, are you dumb? Are you have so much hatred in all your heart? Can't even see nothing good. I believe it's a good thing for the community. So you go solve the people of the community well. The poor and vulnerable people who are always talking about it. But them, it's not for them strong people working. And you I find you more dumb than that. So
Thank you, caller. Yes, the National Democratic Congress, they believe the NNP is stupid and dumb, we is classless, we is commoners, we is beggy, and that is why they raid in the treasury. That is why they remove $150 from the elderly. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes,
and
caller,
Power.
welcome.
Right. Mr. Pierre, I am asking myself this
Might have to
question.
raise your voice a little.
If was the NNP,
You might have to raise your voice a little. You know if it was the NNP, they're demonstrating already.
Hello?
You know if it was the NNP that do that, they're demonstrating already. Tillman Thomas and all screaming.
Exactly.
You know that.
Exactly. So the only time when they supporting corruption is when NDC is in office.
When NDC in office, they support corruption. When NDC was selling the assets of the country to meet current expenditure, they say that is correct. When they cut down Belvedere nutmeg, they agree with that.
Mr. P, I also watch African documentaries. And when these politicians and them, that is what they just do. They raid the country's resources and they keep it among themselves, and they having the people suffering. Yeah, they have the people in want, and they living lavishly over the poor
This is
African.
greed
So
and
that is what they
corruption.
want to come
There
and
is
do.
no
And
justification
I
for it.
agree,
Greed
and I agree
and
with the
corruption.
opposition. Don't take it. The government ministers don't get in $15,000 already. They have the vehicle. Then they get in 10,000 a constituency. That 10,000 is
You
going into the
forget the
is going to
$2,000 they
the
get for traveling?
constituency, right? And they, well, I count up all up. It's somewhere up to 15. Besides the 10,000, right? So what the hell the government ministers
Caller,
want?
that is thieving. That is basic common thieves.
And it, could you
They are no other, you
imagine
don't have no other name for
creators
that.
want to stand up
We trying to
for
justify
that?
thief. That is
Like
thief.
wasting the country's resources.
That is
Minister Pierre,
plundering the
if them
resources
take
of the
that
country.
money and give the ordinary man work, look at work on the road,
Not
put gangs
work.
on the road,
Bring
use that
medical
money,
doctors
put
in
gangs
St.
on the
Patrick
road.
and St. John
Exactly.
24/7.
All of that. Instead of you gonna buy vehicle for MP to use and you want to put the opposition in that, man, watch. Locate.
And the opposition could fall in it, you know. If the opposition don't careful, is a cabal we have ingraded and corrupt people.
Exactly. When look the statement that Honorable Kate make, that she's saying she know the $10,000 ain't going to her pocket in she account.
Well, again,
Imagine what they say
caller. Every time I hear
about
the
the
holy
$10,000
caller,
less the vehicle. Hey,
I hear the tricking all the way that, you know. They asking Kate to account
exactly.
for the money, but I never hear you all asking Delma, Gloria, Tevin to account for this.
Exactly.
You
all of that I was
constantly,
coming to.
you all every
coming
time
to.
they ask Kate,
That is what they're doing.
but you all are you all tolerating it. You all
We
accommodating it.
tolerating it because
Let
we are
them
not
tell you
cut
what
off.
Tevin doing with his.
Not tolerating it. We have to speak out against it.
Well, you're not speaking
But we
out
have to
against it,
speak
you're
out
trying
against
to
it, Mr. Pierre.
explain.
So but because Mr. Pierre, they are doing that to attract the first-time voters. So we have to rebunk this thing when they come out with it.
All right,
As
caller.
often they speak about it, as often we have to rebunk it.
Okay, caller.
Have a good evening.
Yes, caller. What they're doing is to lure you speaking about the $10,000 that is given to the 5 ministers on the NNP side, while they give you no justification and tell you what the ministers are doing with it. And when they ask you about Kate, ask them about Tevin. No explanation. Ask them what Tevin is doing with it. He said, lose. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre. Well, Kevin is not a minister. He doesn't hold a ministerial post. So when he gets his money, what he does with it? No, the gentleman was telling you.
Caller, you know who is Tevin?
Yeah, I see him already in person.
Caller, Tevin is a minister in Carrico.
Sorry, not Kevin. I go to say in
yes. Listen to me. Listen to me. Caller.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Tevin is a minister and Redhead in cabinet. They give Redhead $100,000 in the gracious offer based upon the information we have to pretend, to deceive, and to lie to the people.
Well, I can't say that. I don't know.
Well, I'm telling you that.
Yeah, well, I hear what you say.
You didn't, caller, you didn't hear Ron say he get a gracious offer.
No, I didn't hear Ron say that.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. But that's, and I'm
go ahead.
No. What did the gentleman ask you? I'll tell you later that the minister must take the vehicle and bring the people into the hospital when they see or when they want a favor, go and do it. So then what the minister will be? A chauffeur? A taxi driver? What will be the minister's role at that time? Is the minister has to wait for when somebody come and knock the door, he take them there, and when he come out in the hospital with Harry, he has to go back with Jane, and then he come out with Jane, go back with Teresa. That's why the gentleman tell you, I hold that one.
Well, I don't go in on that trap with him, because that is what he wants, He wants us go start talking about bringing people in hospital and making a run. That is a distraction tactic.
Well, he can't distract me. But I'm saying that's what he's saying, that the vehicles must be used for that.
Well, let us
so if
go.
the vehicles must be used for that, then you have to get a chauffeur, not the minister. So he gets it all wrong. If the vehicle has to be used in the vicinity for people to help poor people, that's what he said. Then you have to have a chauffeur, otherwise the minister won't have time to go in his office. So why are we so ignorant? People must be careful what they say on radio. If he lead the minister to go and transport people when they're sick, what will be the minister's work? I would like him to answer a question.
All right, caller. We have a call on the line? You see, it's kind of sad and unfortunate that our country is deteriorating, and you're seeing gross acts of corruption and people trying to explain it and justify it. When the government flaunt the laws of the Grenada Development Bank that was there in 1973, there should be a hue and cry from the farmers' representative in the House, from the trade union representative in the House, from the civil organization. This is common thieves. These people flaunted the law and raided the Grenada Development Bank. These are common thieves. Yes, caller, let's go.
Yes, well, thank you very much. I missed you a while ago. I didn't realize I was probably on or not. But anyway, I mean, the truth is, I accept all that is happening. And I give kudos to the Right Honorable Dr. Keith Mitchell on his comments about the vehicle. And this last caller that just called it, yes, I support it just the same, because I find it very strange. I personally need a vehicle to walk my lands, and I cannot find one. I cannot afford to buy one. The state actually owes me over $100,000. And I would have preferred if someone, especially in the Ministry of Agriculture, come forward and try to work with me. I mean, they put me as if I am a beggar. They keep insulting me in all forms. I mean, it's very unrealistic. As I said before, in the beginning, I didn't understand much of what you were saying, but I've come to the reality. I've come to the reality. To hear the Prime Minister making comment about mother hen and chicken, to hear the Prime Minister making comment about a need to know basis for information, all these things I consider as insults. I feel very, very funny and strange about this life. And as a while ago, I was listening to the program from not Real FM, but Vibes FM, Carriacou. And a big argument came up with these people because one man from Carriacou is criticizing them and telling them that they're telling lies, they're speaking lies, which the man is correct. And they are arguing, and now they are coming to a conclusion to block the man from taking his call and whatnot. You all have a good evening. I enjoy your program.
Yes, Connor, thank you. When a small country is ours, and we become very tolerant to corruption at the highest level, there is a rippling effect to the society. So because of what went on in the Grenada Development Bank, the National Lottery look as a joke. So you accept it at the bank, you accept it at National Lottery, you accept it in gravel and concrete. Where will it end? We are becoming more and more tolerant to corruption. These blatant acts of corruption, we're trying to justify it. The ministers from 2022 have had an increase in their salaries and income by over 300%. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes.
Good afternoon, on target.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre. That last caller, they made a point here, and I am also listening to that program, right? And the gentleman that called that particular program was telling the host and his co-host at the line, because he tried to tell them exactly what the corruption happening. And he does what the man saying, right? Mr. Pierre, there's a budget report for the Prime Minister's salary for the last 3 years up until this quarter, the last quarter of this year, basically, right? That is out there. That is public. You can get that document if you want. You can see. And this gentleman was talking about that, and these people saying them alive. So that's how delusional and how deceptive these NDC supporters, that's how they are. These people living in delusion, and they will run on that until election day. But guess what? I know for a fact, Mr. Pierre, these vehicles that they bring for the parliamentary constituent, the PR, not the MP, not the MP, that's a winning seat. So in other words, this same $10,000 again is for parliamentary rep, not MPs. Senators not supposed to be getting this money, as far as I know. So Ron is also a parliamentary rep. He win his seat, right? Dr. Mitchell win his seat. Gloria Thomas didn't win his seat. David Andrews didn't win his seat, right? So that's how we're going. So when they're saying these people spending their money, they need to give an account for it, both the government side and the opposition side, including Mr. David, right? We can tap with this thing and making people believe that this going into the parliamentary hand, the parliamentary hand. But I don't know if it's going in Ron, man. But I know for a fact I see different occasions when Andy Williams was using MIT vehicles to go to functions. I see different occasions Kevin Andrews using Calco vehicles to go in functions, and so forth and so forth. So what are you going to know? I mean, watch. The rationale that we're supposed to have right now is common sense. If Dr. Mitchell is saying that we don't need this vehicle now, spend the money in health, spend the money somewhere else, understand what the man's saying.
So Dr. Mitchell had to tell people that is corruption. That is blatant thief. That is squander in the public purse. Dr. Mitchell had to tell them that.
But Mr. Pierre, the NDC, let me tell you, NDC were operating. It's like when you was young and you go and see some mango in the neighborhood, 4 of us, Mr. Pierre, I'll give 2, I'll hold 5, I'll give next partner 2, and I'll give one, next partner 1. And I will say, watch, all of us got it together and I share with you. That's what they're trying to say then. That what NDC operating right now, if you don't understand it. In simple way, they do nothing.
That is thief, color. You robbing the public purse. Public
minister. You have a minister whose name is calling in GDB Bank. His name calling all that corruption and bullshit. Yeah? Now you have another member of parliament, parliamentary rep in the name of Peter David, join CBI.
Peter David mad.
You know wrong.
Peter David joined the group of thieves.
Let me tell you something.
This is thieves.
And to the NP supporters, get your act together, get yourself ready.
Not the supporters, the organizers and the members. Supporters always there, is the members.
Mr. Pierre, this election calling between now and next year, June.
It doesn't matter when it call. When the election call.
Understand?
Yeah.
And I will continue saying, all of us who are on the voters list, who are eligible to vote, only one vote we have. One. You can't vote twice. You can't vote for Peter David and then vote for Deacon. You see that you vote for NNP, the movement, or NDC. You understand? One vote you have on election day. So put a little paper and smoke it. Mr. Pierre, have a good day.
Whether election call, no, it doesn't matter. When we break up the country and we corrupt the country, we have to live with it. When you corrupt your country, not because a government change, corruption stopping you. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hi, good day, Mr. Pierre. Quick question.
You have to speak a little louder.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little better.
Hello?
Go ahead, but you have to, yeah. Otherwise, the public will struggle to hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, let me try something else. Is this any better?
A little better. Go ahead.
Okay. So my question was, I noticed.
You gone long again?
I noticed. a news clipping suggesting the reclaiming of Sendal Tunnel. Are you with me so far?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So I think my question, based on the observation, my question is the delay of the repairing of the hospital, General Hospital, was that designed on purpose? Because now they're saying that more or less they want to go and alter Sendal Tunnel. Well, that's what I got from the news clippings. So I'm wondering if everything was been premeditated in terms of also the government saying that everything is a need to know. So is it that these new ventures are just coming up in this timeline, or is it that these things have been gauged for a period and they're just being implemented in stages as the policies are also changed? What's your take on that?
I
I
don't
don't know
have
if
a
you heard
clue.
everything I said.
I don't trust nothing this government say. Anything this government say have to be taken with a pong of salt. My track record of this government is lying more than all other leaders put together. This government is preoccupied with getting rich, and they will sell the coins from their grandmother eyes.
I believe so too.
What this government doing is pure thief. And I take the strongest objection to it because people have made sacrifices to get this
Yes,
country's economy on the right leg.
on point. Yes, I do.
And
You're placing the efforts of the people.
I'm so disappointed in the trade union, you know.
Well, to be honest, Mr. P, I feel like I'm disappointed with the whole community, because like everything they told me to do in order to be a better person, a better version of myself, I'm seeing people taking a piss and being rewarded for it.
Yeah.
I'm seeing people justifying dysfunction and the humiliation of everything that we stand for. And it's okay, unfair, and well, because
That's how
I'm
you
supposed.
dismantle your community, you know. And
Yes,
you're
I'm very
asking how
disappointed in our
Haiti
community right
comes,
now.
so
The
how they
schools,
come,
everybody,
son.
the priests, everything. Have a nice day, sir.
Yes, scholar. We are dismantling the very fabric of our society. And then we're looking for somebody to blame. We want to blame colonialism. What colonialism have to do with thief? What the government doing in the Grenada Development Bank and the National Lottery is to making the area conducive for the supporters to thief. Simple and straightforward. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, no budgeting. Them fellas go call election before budget.
Color, it doesn't matter when they call election, you know. You see, if you break up your country, if you create corruption all about, it doesn't matter when you call election because your country break up. It can't fix tomorrow. Color, when you get sick,
But I was telling them,
it's taking long to
they ain't
recover, you
call
know.
no budget. Yeah, but they didn't have no money to call budget, so they will
That
call.
is not
They
true.
will call
Color,
election
that
before
is
budget.
not
They will call
true.
election before budget.
That is not true, Color. The government have money.
All right, okay, all right. If
The
you say
government have
so,
a lot of
I believe
money.
they will call. I believe they will call election before budget.
It doesn't matter when they call election. If you mash up the
No,
fabric of
just
your
tell you no. Just
society,
tell you. That
your
was
country in
to get the people
decay,
prepared.
violence
Then
going
we
to
get prepared
rise.
because no, all I'm saying is then people get prepared because we have to be prepared for any time, anything.
All right, caller, thank you.
Yeah.
You see, it doesn't matter. Yes, caller, welcome.
Don't you know we can dismantle our society and our country through political means, political posturing, from our political point of view, from false religious indoctrination, from the false teaching. In other words, if you have, remember, perception could be like an opium that is fed to society to dismantle the real and true teachings. And what happened is that the precepts are being lost because history has shown us what Democrata has done. The Democrata, which is a concept that was by Aristotle, Plato, and Socrates. And over the years, we've seen the remittance or the destruction made through colonialism of the plantocracy and what it's created through the different governments and so on. Now, in the past, we had a prime minister who was very wasteful, careless, manipulative, and he understood how to win an election. He was never a statesman. He was always a brilliant politician because there's a difference between a politician and a statesman. You see, a statesman don't think about winning an election. A statesman thinking about passing on the baton and to do the things what will benefit the country. Unfortunately, if we leave people uneducated and they don't understand politics and they don't understand the society in order how to articulate, and we condition them the wrong way, we therefore creating brain drains, illusion, and our system will be dismantled or have been dismantled over the years under the leadership of the post-New World leader of this country and won a lot of election. That person is a politician, but the record has shown that that person is not a statesman. And today we are still and some people are on the radio, and what they're doing, they still are blind. They're still not seeing the destruction made by these individuals to dismantle us. Remember when that Jamaican guy was here? Even Miss Webley. What they've done, they push the colors and they push the agenda. So now we have a young and vibrant prime minister who decide and orchestrating well and changing the trajectory of Grenada. Then we still criticizing. Oh, what a pity.
Caller.
Have a good day.
Yes. Okay, caller. Thank you. Now, when you say Dick is young and vibrant, you know I've called him the corrupter in chief. Now, tell me 50 years after election, how could you, after independence, how could you have a prime minister that believes some people are commoners, classless, beggy, and culturally literate? I asked my brother culture man, because I and him supposed to come from the same social strata. We're from the same socioeconomic level. So I asked him, what class you're in? You can answer. Are you a commoner? Are you beggy? Because I and him in the same socioeconomic strata. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hi, Mr. Pierre. Good day.
Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre, I just want to bring it to your attention. I don't know if you're aware of it, but some months now, a young man from the Northwest constituency, I think from Upper Dunfermline area there, he's living under the Dunfermline Bridge. Whenever you pass on that road to go to Paraclete away, you could see that guy below there, and that's where he cook, that's where he sleep. And you know, the guy is going around buying gas cylinder for people. He go in and walk, and I don't know what happening. I calling on the authorities. There are 2 ministers in the St. Andrews Northwest constituency to look into that, because the guy's father is dead, and he's just living underneath the bridge in Dunfermline. Now, if sometime in night heavy rainfall in the mountain could wash him away.
When rain coming moving on?
Hello?
When rain coming moving on?
Well, I don't know, but
you understand the weather.
And are calling on the authorities to look into that and save this guy. Thank you very much.
Yes, my concern is not only this guy. My concern is that we are producing a lot of individuals that are mentally challenged, that under drugs, are hopeless and just frustrated. And if at the same time, the top echelons of our society become an extreme, bold, corrupt group that lost their sensitivity for the less fortunate, then we're in trouble. It's going to result to increase in violence in our country. This government is extremely corrupt, and the corruption is rippling down in the communities and the villages. And while that is taking place, we have a number of young men that are vagrants. Those women that reach that stage, they get in house to stay. Whether it's 1 or 2 or 3 men going to accommodate them. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Yes, good afternoon, Doc.
Yes, scholar, welcome.
How are you today?
Great, man.
Right. I understand that we have a suicide on our hand again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am sure you can bear me out, Mr. Pierre. Over the last 40 plus years, if you have been listening to radio, I have been making the point to the Social Services Division and the various ministries like the Ministry of Finance, yeah, that the young people is under strain that they cannot cope with. The adult, which is the parent, a tremendous strain, and that strain is passed on to the young people. They cannot take, so it's overwhelming everybody. I go so far to say to them that social time bomb. And let me tell you what they told me, because I wrote them and I continue to interface with them. And they are saying that things is overwhelming them. And when they spoke to me on a timely basis from time to time, sir, we sometimes doesn't like to hear you, because every time you raise an issue, something happens. Could you come out and help us? I said to these people, okay, when you get in situation from the grapevine, because they're the experts, take up your diary and rush to the scene to avert a problem, because when it reaches the street, it is too late. Yeah? So we are at a situation here where this entire society is damaged, not only the young people, the society is damaged. And we're wondering who do this damage to the society. We're blaming it on the education system. It's not the education system. Yes, I know we have a little problem, though. It's not the education system. I put it squarely in the lap of our leaders. Yeah? They are there to lead and to make things for the citizens. The citizens are like, we are like the children. And the prime responsibility, Mr. Pierre, is to ensure our socioeconomic survival. And it starts with jobs. Jobs have to come before finance, before expenditure. And then you have a private sector that have to import to keep the government revenue flowing to the expenditure of people. We are not looking at it at that angle, and we continue to divide the society. In other words, to put half of the society on the breadline, and then we think we work with half. It cannot work that way. So I'm saying to our politicians, please, it has to do with your responsibility and leadership. Shipwriters' agreement should never, ever take place. We didn't want anybody to come in the Caribbean to patrol the Caribbean waters. If the leaders would come together, they said they have a CARICOM, but CARICOM is not working. And if they could come together and a one-on-one and discuss our survival, the citizen survival, how to transform the situation for the benefit of the citizens, so the revenue can flow through commerce, then we will have the revenue coming in on a timely basis, so the government will be able to do its program. So we have to get to the economy and to ensure that we make the economy work for the benefit of the citizens first, and then for the government leaders. You don't want international security. You want a unity of purpose to keep peace among the countries, among the countries of the region, so we could interface with each other. We could prevent our young people from entering into the crime basis, and that is the solution to our problem. Not bringing in people to create more problems for us, because right now we have no how that could damage the economy. Have a good day.
Thank you, caller. We have room for one more caller. Yes, and anybody can come. We have room for another caller just before we round up. A number of... Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, I just want to really say something this morning. At the end of the day, I really don't want God to punish us. And I'm saying
You
this
better
without
go and pray. You better go
I'm
and
saying,
pray if you don't
I'm
want
very
God
serious.
punish us.
I'm very serious. No, forget the politics. Forget
Well,
the
you
politics
that
now. I'm serious.
raising this thing, you tell me forget politics. Why you think
Right.
on the color? Why you think on this radio for politics? When I color listen to me. When I come on the radio was for politics. I come on the radio because of education and because I hear people on the radio dissing people who couldn't speak English good. And that is policies. So every time I come on radio is for politics. Go ahead.
Right. So it therefore means that the folks who were on radio, they had a big, deep misconception in their head because communication has nothing to do with whether you can articulate properly. It has to do with the receiver, the person sending the message.
Go ahead with your main point.
Even if they do it in a colloquial
Go ahead
manner,
with
it
your
doesn't
main
matter.
point because
No,
he's the last caller.
I am stating here that in everything that we do, we have to put God first. And I don't want us to get lost in the politics because even if we have our party that we defend, at the end of the day, the big question is, are we honest with ourselves enough? Even if we are politically assertive and are aligned politically to the various parties, but we honest enough as citizens? Are we obeying? Or are we following the same anthem that we claim? Or are we disobeying? Are we out of alignment just because we're going to support a political party? And even if I support a political party, I will never want to lie for any person or any politician. I will speak the truth in terms of how I see it. But to come on the air and lie, that's a whole different story. And this is the message I'm trying to get here. And I hope you do understand. All right? So have yourself a blessed day.
Thank you, caller. And I've always said to people, you could take me on. Anytime you hear I'm saying something that is not the truth, take me on. If I give my opinion and you believe I didn't have enough information, if you give me new information, I will change my position. But on the question, caller, I'll stay on the social note, and I think it's the social note is a good note to end on. I have, over the last 2 years, accused this government of Grenada under Deacon Mitchell for inciting violence, for being a very bad example for young people. And I said the action of the government is going to contribute to an upsurge in violence. And I take that seriously. I see a number of young people coming from the schoolhouse that is heading for prison, that in the next couple of years going to be vagrants on the street. They seem to be hopeless. And I speak about the productivity level in school is unacceptably low. I call on women of Grenada to burn your belly, because your children are not likely to meet the minimum requirement when they exit school. If 70% of the children that exit school cannot meet the minimum requirement, they would struggle immensely on the job market. I speak about the pussification of our young males, and I see the anger in a lot of them. I ask some parents, even the man talk about God, send your children to church, because it might help them remember they should honor the father and the mother. They should be more respectful. They should be compassionate. When you have a prime minister of Grenada that dabbles in evil, he dabbles in the occult, it's the first time in the history of the Caribbean that I hear a prime minister was trying to evoke a dead spirit. It's the first time in the history of the Caribbean a prime minister stand on a political platform and make it clear that the only reason the opposition or other people getting assistance because they don't know who the real NDC is. I have never heard that in history. I have never heard a prime minister in the Caribbean promoting classism. That had to be before, in the days of slavery and after. Never heard a prime minister in the Caribbean. Whether it was Bustamante or Manley or Bonham or Eric William, never one of them. All of them speak about unity. Even if they show partisan politics, but publicly. We have a prime minister in Grenada that sneaks into country, that claim he wants to be a billionaire, that seems to want to pay money for encouragement, good relationship. And if you're paying money for good relationship, that is bribery. We have a minister of legal affairs that openly disrespecting the police. We have the minister of clerical affairs that cursing the police. We have the sister from Gov that show no respect to the police. Don't you believe there'll be an upsurge in crime? Yes. There'll be an upsurge in crime. The children will be more disrespectful to the teachers, and already the teachers don't care. Particularly the boys. As soon as they say damn, they send them home. We are destroying our society. Why do you think I call on Richard Duncan? I used to call Dennis Cornwall, but I give up. Dennis Cornwall perhaps too far gone in this melee. Can recover. I'm so taken aback with Peter David that now Peter David seems to join the corrupt group. I always believe Peter is a Trojan horse. He is a front that could be used because he is palatable to the society. People like him. But Peter have always had to be pushed. Every chance he gets, he duck and hide. Now he is making outrageous promises. And it seems that Peter have found a cozy relationship with the worst group of NDC they have. He is now selling passport. I don't know. Peter perhaps did not discuss this thing with Kennedy Boudlal and some of them close men around him. They'd have say, oh God, Peter, don't do that. He must have done that secretly and independently from them. These are the issues that lead to social decadence and cause massive corruption. And it doesn't matter whether you call election tomorrow, next year, 10 years. If you continue like that, the very fabric of our society will be seriously tarred. We want to thank you again for listening to us. We're back with you next week. We always encourage you to share our program, like our program. Remember, we just provoke discussion. Thank you very much.
When the clock hits 12, you know where to be. Turn it up, Real FM, ride the frequency. Talking truth, talking change, talking all that's real. With Francis